Portland officials holding a news conference today. The city bracing for dueling protests this weekend by far-right and Antifa activists. The FBI called in to assist local police as an added precaution after violence erupted during demonstrations back in June. That was when a conservative journalist was brutally assaulted while covering this story. Portland Mayor Ted Wheeler joins us now. Mayor, good morning to you. What is your message to anyone who is planning to protest violently there this weekend?
Our message is a simple one. We are unified as a city. We're opposed to violence. If you bring your violence here, we'll have the people, we'll have the personnel, we'll have the resources, we'll enforce the law, and we'll be ready for you. So we're asking people not to come here if they're planning on committing acts of violence. This is not our value, and we don't want you.
What have you done with local police, state police? What do you have lined up?
Well, the first thing we've done is we've built partnerships. So we've spoken to federal, state, regional, and local law enforcement officials. We have the personnel we need. We have the resources we need. People are going to see a much larger police presence. We've worked with our local district attorney so that if there's the possibility of larger numbers of people being arrested, we can process that. But what's different this time is our city has never been more unified. We have government leaders, business leaders, faith leaders, labor leaders, school leaders, athletes, all coming together with a clear message. If you're coming to our city to commit acts of violence, you are not welcome here.
Well, what is the message that...
I would just want to follow up one thing. The thing that we learned about Charlottesville, sir, is they had all that in place too, right? They had local police, the sheriff's deputies, they had state troopers there. I think they might have had some elements of the state guard there as well. The mistake they made is allowing these two groups to get in physical contact with each other. How can you prevent that, Mayor?
Yeah, that's exactly right. And all police agencies across the nation, including our own, have learned a lot from the Charlottesville experience. The key is from the very beginning, keep those different factions separated. Give people the space they need to exercise their right to assembly and their right to First Amendment rights, as long as they're being peaceful. But we're going to keep people separated. We're going to make sure that we use personnel and other tactics to keep that separation. And on the whole, we've been very good at that. So that's what we're going to continue to do.
There's been no arrest, though, when it comes to Andy Ngo. We know that they are still in the process of trying to make an arrest in that case. But what message does that send if there was not follow through there, Mayor, on what happened to that conservative journalist?
Well, with all due respect, I disagree. We don't tolerate any act of violence, not that act of violence or any other. And the police are investigating, and they are following up on leads.
Here is the tweet from Andy Ngo. I was beaten on the head and robbed on 29 June. Antifa then continued to hurl milkshakes at my bleeding face. I was hospitalized with a brain hemorrhage. There still hasn't been a single arrest by Portland police. I guess on that point, there are cameras everywhere that captured that incident, sir.
Indeed, there are. And the police bureau has asked for that video footage. As recently as a few days ago, they put that call out again. They have photographs of some of the individuals that they believe were the perpetrators. And I know that the intelligence unit continues to follow up on those leads. And I'm confident that there will be arrests in that particular case.
You are? Okay.
So what do you expect from this weekend, then, based on the precautions and the planning that your city has done? How prepared are you?
We're very prepared. You look at, we've seen this national rising tide of violence and hate speech and intolerance, and it's mostly been geared towards women, towards people of color, towards immigrants. That's not who we are. We know that people are coming here from other parts of the country. We know that they intend to engage in acts of violence, and we want to put out the message. We'll be ready for them. We will be enforcing the law.
So if people
are thinking of coming to Portland to commit acts of violence, we don't want you here.
I apologize for that. You know the record of Antifa as well, sir, right?
Look, this isn't about anybody's politics. This is about behavior. Anybody, whether they're coming here, whether they live here, if they're engaged in acts of violence, if they're breaking the law, we're going to enforce it. We're going to hold people accountable.
But obviously you're doing your best to track their movements and their plans for the weekend. The local Antifa affiliate, if you will, or whatever you want to call it, Rose City Antifa, they claimed responsibility for the attack of Andy Ngo. What do you know about their whereabouts and their plans for the weekend?
Well, as the police commissioner, my job is to give broad strategic direction. So what I'm telling the police bureau is no violence, no vandalism. Don't let the city get shut down. Make sure that people have the ability to go about their business. Don't let people stop this city. And they operationalize that. And so I would defer to them in terms of the investigation. I don't personally, as the mayor, get involved in investigations, but I know that they're moving forward.
Mayor, thank you for your time. Good luck this weekend. We're watching,
Thank you.
okay? Ted Wheeler is the mayor in Portland, Oregon. Thank you for talking with us today.
Thank you, Mayor.